Hey guys, Mindy here, and I just tried something tonight and I thought maybe it would help somebody else. I do sometimes struggle with getting the Mod Podge on the cup in a very thin coat so that when you apply your glitter there's no ridges or anything. And tonight I was just sitting here thinking, I wonder if it would work if you used your gloved finger like when you do it for applying my epoxy. So I tried it and I loved it. So I thought I would go ahead and record it for you guys and just show you what I did. It was super simple. I just put on a glove and applied the Mod Podge like I would epoxy once you are applying your epoxy. And the only difference that I did go ahead and take a brush back over it to remove any excess to keep it a thin coat. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I measured out about a teaspoon of hard coat Mod Podge, and I'm just dumping it on like I would with epoxy. And I'm just smoothing it out. I'm pressing my finger down against the tumbler so that it's just a very thin coat. For this cup, I do have it taped off on both ends. This is my standard for when I make cups. I usually tape them on both ends. And you want to make sure that you're pushing that Mod Podge all the way to the tape. If you do not tape, then you'll want to make sure that you push your Mod Podge all the way to the end of the cup. And I just pull my finger along the edge when I do that so that you're not leaving any areas that don't have a thick enough layer of Mod Podge that you will get glitter to attach to it, because if it dries too quickly then you will not have any glitter attached to it because it'll just be dry by the time you pour your glitter. And here I am going back over it with just a paintbrush, and it's a dry paintbrush, and I'm just pulling all the excess off of it and smoothing it out. I've heard a lot of people who had problems with using Mod Podge as their adhesive, and from what I've heard, it's generally because you're just not getting a smooth enough coat on, so it's clumping up when you're applying your Mod Podge, or you're having some streaks that are like ridges basically, so you have a thicker layer of Mod Podge in just one little area, which it does look weird. So you just want to make sure you're getting all that very smooth and you're smoothing it all the way around. I apply my glitter from the ends first, so I start with the bottom end or the top end, and then I do the other opposite side, and then I go down the middle. And I do that just because generally your ends are where your Mod Podge will dry the quickest, and I want to make sure it's going to be able to be attached to that area. So I want to make sure I'm hitting it where it would dry quickest. After I go around the cup once, I check the cup to see, because the glitter will soak into the Mod Podge. And so I go back around the cup and I will generally sprinkle it in any areas that I see are a little bit dull, because that means that your glitter is soaking into your Mod Podge. So I do go ahead and go back over it and sprinkle all that in. And I apologize, I did not realize that my camera was shaking when I was tapping it off on the table. So I do apologize for that. As always, I brush off my cup prior to adding my next layer of Mod Podge and glitter, and you do this because when you apply your glitter, you're putting it extra on there, and you want to let it dry with extra on there so that all that extra will adhere to the cup. And I brush it off to remove any of that excess. The loose glitter is what you're brushing off. If you don't brush off your excess glitter when you go to apply your Mod Podge, then you will get clumpage and the Mod Podge will look very strange. You'll pick up a lot of the glitter and it'll be a disaster. So make sure you're brushing your cups off. For the second layer of Mod Podge, I'm doing the same thing that I did for the first. I dumped it on and then I just smoothed it out with my gloved finger, and you just want to make sure again that you're going all the way to both ends and you're feeling the glitter through it. Just like when you apply your epoxy, you can feel the glitter through it, and you want to make sure you're pushing down so that that Mod Podge will get inside of the glitter, and that when you add the next layer of glitter that it's going to be full coverage. Now again, I'm brushing all of the excess Mod Podge off to make sure that I have a smooth finish on the Mod Podge, so when I apply the glitter, it will be smooth as well. The color that I'm using on this cup is a holographic burgundy, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I've been asked before what I use to hold my cups, and I've used my hand sometimes, and other times I use what I have here, which is just a PVC pipe with a foam football on the end of it, and I just stick it inside my cup, and it gives a good handle to hold on to, and you can turn it and move it pretty easily while you're working on your cups. I also bought one of the little end caps for the PVC pipe, and I put that on the end so that it doesn't scratch me. And at this point, I'm literally just beating the heck out of this cup just to make sure that all the glitter is off of it that's loose as much as I can. And isn't that just pretty? I love it. With my cups, since I do tape them off, I remove my tape immediately after I have applied my last coat of glitter. I don't let them sit because it can break and tear as you remove your tape if you do let it sit too long, especially since I use the hard coat Mod Podge. But I do go ahead and remove it right after I finish, and that gives you your nice good line on your cup. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this.